Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. It has been a huge minute. Goodness. Let us see here. Make sure I can see these comments. Yes, indeed. Let's make sure. So, how is everybody doing? I know this is early. I know it is. Hi, Carolyn. There we go. And Gwendolyn. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Grab your coffee. Grab your coffee, you know. Don't forget to share this. This is going to be good. Jesus said so. It's going to be good. Come on now. Hi, Britta. How are you? Da-dum-bum. Da-da-dum. So, how is the beginning of your week? How was yesterday? I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, Janet. How are you? Trying to keep up with all these at the same time. Yes. Hi, Wanda. How are you, dear? And Brooke. Brooke. My favorite troublemaker, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Tracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, today is my birthday. It is 59 years old, and who thought ever, if you had told me 10 years ago that I would be celebrating being almost 60, I would have been like, get out of here. Hey, Tammy, but I am. I'm celebrating it. 59 years old. I got to tell you, it is here, and I am embracing it. Absolutely, I am. Hi, Lori. How are you? We'll give everybody just a couple of minutes to get in here, and then we will get started. We will get started. Let's see. And I've shared this all over. You could be watching this in my Onward No Matter What group or my Team Onward. Um, this is, of course, on my Onward with Molly, Cooking with Molly page, and then on my personal page, Molly Stone Bibb. So the only place you won't be able to share this from is the group. So make sure that you go on over to Onward with Molly / Cooking with Molly and like and follow so you don't miss these things, no matter what I'm talking about, right? Um, but hoping that we're going to get many on here. And by the way, I get lots of you are working, so hopefully you will catch the replays just like you've always done. Life has been busy, completely busy for me. You all know I am out there door dashing in the evening times and then working my Avon business too. And Lee and I are busy, but I'm figuring out that that's probably what keeps you young is don't be the person who sits on the couch. Sitting on the couch is not good. Everything just, holds up and you suddenly have arthritis and you're not thinking right and you got to keep busy. That's what you got to do. You got to keep busy. So hopefully, um, Brooke says, I'm working 12 hours today listening to you. Girl, I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Jason Fowler. Mwah, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. And yes, work, I tell you what, those who are out there getting it done, getting the hustle done, no matter what that looks like for you. I mean, look, I'm not saying that you have to 100% all the time love what you do. And that's a farce. You don't all the time love what you do. Hey, Andrea, thank you, my friend. But I will tell you that you should be able to find some joy in whatever it is that you're doing. For me, it's about helping people. Hey, Francis, how are you? It's about, yeah, girl, it's morning time and coffee and energy. Lord have mercy. I don't know where it comes from. Thank you, Jesus. That's what I'm going to say right there, but I still got it for sure. Um, I just, I'm a firm believer that, helping people is exactly what God has called me to do. And look, I've been doing that all my life. It may have started like with my family and doing things. I remember when My mom was sick with cancer, and I was taking care of her, and I was only, 16 years old, my goodness, but that just was kind of what I did, and I got through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I got through it without any scars, because stuff like that, you're going to have scars for sure. But I got through it. And I can remember thinking for so long, what am I cut out for? I waitressed for a long time, and boy, did I love waitressing. But I realized for me, what I loved was people. And I have this thing that if somebody's in a bad mood, or somebody looks like they're miserable, or somebody doesn't want to smile, I take that as a challenge. It's like the speeding challenge. Like, when your GPS tells you that you are going to be there in 1 hour and 47 minutes, and you're like, oh no, I can beat that. That is a challenge. That's kind of how I am with people who just seem to think life is miserable and there's just no hope at all. Hi, Rosemary. How are you? Um, I am that person who says, no matter what the storm is, we have to find a way to get through it. And I believe no matter what, there's always something to learn from it. It doesn't mean that the things that happen to you, that you love those things, or that you're supposed to go, oh, I'm so glad that happened to me. But for me, I had to start looking further and saying, what is it that I can learn from this and maybe share with somebody else? So many of you know about this time last year in 2021, sometime in the middle of May, I believe it was May 10th, to be honest, I was diagnosed with a mass on my kidney, on my left kidney. And they didn't know if it was cancerous, but it presented as cancer. And because we were still trying to get through the pandemic stuff, it was a crazy time. Like, they found this thing in an emergency room in May. I couldn't get in to see the doctors in Wake Forest Baptist until July, and then my doctor didn't do the surgery till October. Well, I'm kind of somebody who just likes to get in and get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get in. If there's cancer there, if there's any, could you just get it out, and could we do it tomorrow maybe? But it doesn't work that way. In life, period, what we want when we want it um, doesn't always work that way. And I can remember thinking, why? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Not that it should happen to anybody else, but why is this happening to me? And reality is, it wasn't what was happening to me in that moment, but it's what happened to me during the process. Hi, Pat. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of happy birthdays out there. I haven't even, this is my first thing on Facebook. I think I've got I think over, I don't know, 200 notifications so far. My phone has been blowing up. I had to put it on do not disturb. Don't stop. I love it. Okay? I love the love. I just need you to know that. So thank you to anybody, whether I get to your post or not, or if it goes in hiding. Love you. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for taking 2 seconds of your day to wish me a happy birthday, and mostly for being here or watching the replay. So if you're here live, please comment. Please let me know that you're here. And if you are on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay, because I just like to know who showed up. And if anything I'm saying is helping, let me know, okay? Because that's kind of where the direction comes from, to let me know how is this going, and am I helping anybody with this? So we talk about the process. Well, I got to tell you something. I've been a hot mess my whole life. There are times I have felt like I have had it more together than other times, for sure. But during that time last year, it was hard. It was hard. I mean, and you talk about one challenge after the other. In the midst of this, Avon also awarded me the Avon Visionary Award, which is the highest award in Avon. And it came at a time where I couldn't really celebrate it the way, hey Robin, I couldn't really celebrate it the way that I would probably have liked to celebrate it, but I had to dig deep. I had to dig deep to be there for my Avon family. I had to dig deep to be there for our company. Um, So you wonder, oh Lord, God of all times, of you letting me earn an award like this, knowing that I am one hot mess, especially right now. But I realized that it was part of, hey Leslie, it was part of keeping my focus on other things and helping other people, because that's what happens. That's what I was called to do. So we go through, and I got to tell you something. My Avon family, my family, period, the people who were just there, friends from high school, um, so many people just came out of the woodwork to say, you've got this. You've got this. You're going to be okay. And so many people, like, we're praying, we're praying, we're praying. And you remember, guys, I didn't have health insurance. So I knew I was going to have these big, massive bills sitting over top of my head. That was freaking me out, probably more than surgery, to be real honest. And I just kept saying, God, what are you doing? And yes, that's exactly how I need you to know. Look, first of all, I am no Bible scholar. So if you came here thinking you were going to get some great truths about God and Jesus, and that's not who I am. I'm not. All I can tell you is about my experience. And the one thing I learned, rather than earlier, I was raised in a Baptist family, very strict, very centered on the wrong things. They were centered more on, make sure your hair is cut, guys. Make sure you girls, you never wear pants. I mean, it was just crazy, the things. But what I felt like they were never centered on, I didn't know this till later, was really the love of Jesus. They were never centered on the things that really were tough in life. To love people during their worst times. To love people during bad decisions, to love people when they walk away. It's so easy to love people when they're doing it all right. It is so easy to love just where you're at when everything's going great. You know what I mean? I mean, it really is like when life is good and the money is there and there are no problems and your health seems to be doing good and your relationship is spot on and your kids are doing everything they should do and life is just grand, you just full of love. I'm just full of love when everything is great. But when things are not so great, when things are hard, when the economy sucks. Seriously. Hey, Kim, thank you, my friend. Thanks for joining. When the economy sucks, when suddenly divorce and separations come up, when you least expected it, you never wanted it, you thought this was forever. When you're diagnosed with something, kidney cancer, or diabetes, some lifelong thing. When all of this happens, it's really, really hard to be full of love. You just want to concentrate on the bad because that's all you see in front of you. And I can remember, everybody telling me, Molly, God is there. And look, I knew that, but I wasn't feeling that. I don't know if that makes sense, because y'all know me. I'm very real. And I have been fighting this. I have been fighting this thing. For 6 months, God has been on me and on my heart about, you need to share more. You need to let people know what you've been through. You need to let people know how you got through it. And you need to tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm pretty good about the good, bad, and the ugly. But I'm like, but Jesus, I don't want to say anything to harm you either. Jesus basically told me, don't worry about me. I got me. And he said, I got you too. He said, but you need to share. Because this is the deal. Yeah, Pat, I hear you. I hear you. Um, Sometimes life just goes places. You lose a child. You lose your parents much sooner than you feel like you should. You have that surgery. Something suddenly happens to your kid and you know they didn't deserve it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I kept thinking, how am I going to get through this? Like, I wanted to believe God was going to bring me through this. I wanted to believe that I was going to be sitting right here today sharing with you, right? But I was having trouble with it, and I can remember saying that to my younger brother Jason. I remember saying to him, Jason, I was in tears, man. Again, hot mess, and saying to him, Jason, I want to believe this. I want to believe he's got me, but I don't, I'm struggling. And he said, then tell him that. Tell him that. And I thought, what? And he said, tell him that. He said, it's real simple, Molly. You just simply say, God, help me with my unbelief. That seems so simple, right? But I started praying that. When I was having my major anxiety and I was like thinking, oh Lord, I'm going to die. What's going to happen? I would have to say, God, no matter what the outcome is with us, help me with my unbelief that you have me no matter what. Isn't it amazing, guys, that that my phrase, people say, what do you know Molly for besides Avon? And most people will say onward, no matter what. Because with my life, that's been exactly what I've had to do. I'm not going to tell you I was always depending on God. Oh, I knew he was there. He never left me, but many times I walked away from him. So I'm sitting thinking to myself, no matter what, wow, here we go again, no matter what. And I realize now that all of this was in the plan. I could have never been the person who sat here. I think I've been in Avon now over 18 years, and I always tell people who you see right now sitting in front of you on this screen right now. I am not the person that I was back then. Oh, I still have some qualities. I still love to laugh. I'm a hot mess, that kind of stuff. I will always be Molly. And there were people who will embrace Molly, and there were people who will be like, get out of my face, you annoy me. That's okay. I get it. My husband feels that way sometimes, just so you know, so you're not alone. But what I realized is all of this was bringing me to where I am today. And for let me just say this real quick to my fellow Avon sisters and brothers, because we have some brothers out there too who are rocking it. It's been hard. We're not going to get into it. It's been hard. Between the economy, what our company is suffering because of the economy, things that have gone on in our business. I need you to know, I know it's hard because I'm living it with you. But this is what I do believe. We're going to get through it. We're going to become stronger because of it. And we're going to be better for it, and we're going to learn a lot. But here's the key. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. So I want you to keep that in your mind, okay? With your anxiety, with your pain, with all that's going on. I've heard many people say, and believe me, I'm this person too. If God has all this power, if Jesus has all this power, why is it that he just doesn't stop this? I'll tell you why he doesn't stop it. Because we are people who have free will. How come these people are out here doing the bad things that they do in life? Well, because they choose it. They choose it. Oh, they don't want to take responsibility for it, but they choose it. And sometimes the consequences cost us people and circumstances that are, hey, Tiff, how are you, my friend? Mwah, miss you too. Sometimes those circumstances and things that happen, we say, how does God allow it? I believe that we have a God of emotions. People say, I hate it when I cry. I hate it when I get mad. I hate it, when I'm just so sad, and some of these people who are happy all the time that annoy you. I know what you're saying. Do you know why we have all these emotions? Because we are made in his image. You don't think God ever got mad? You don't think Jesus ever got mad? You don't think he was ever sad? I mean, it's like saying you think Jesus didn't dance? Yes, he did. He did dance. Yes, he did. There is so much about Jesus that even if you're somebody who, because of a bad church, because of a bad preacher, because of a bad experience in life, I'm here to tell you, think of it this way. Do not let a bad church, do not let a bad preacher, do not let a bad experience, do not let a bad religion, do not let the bad things rob you of a good God. That's what I would tell you. Quit beating yourself up for how your life is. I'm somebody who I very much believe in personal responsibility. And I believe that we have the ability to choose the right way to go and the wrong way to go. But I am somebody who has chosen the wrong way to go many, many times. Many times. And I am here to tell you, hey Monica, I am here to tell you that even when we choose the wrong things, listen, in life, in business, with our kids, with our husband, with our job, when we make the wrong decision, no matter what, you do realize there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always something to pick up and be better at. There is always something to tell me, whoop, I don't think I want to do this next time. I think maybe I will do this next time. One of my favorite hashtags is, two of them actually, hashtag Jesus fix it, hashtag Jesus take the whole car. Forget Jesus take the wheel. Dude, he needs to take my whole car. He needs the wheels, the engine, the windshield wipers, because if there's a way to screw it up, I am here to do it, okay? I am the one to do it. And maybe you feel that way too. So these moments with Molly's moments with Jesus, when I was going through all this cancer and waiting, the wait, let me tell you, it wasn't so much the surgery or anything else, it was the wait. I had some very dear friends who sent me numerous devotionals, numerous books, things that they felt would help me during the time. And boy, they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. Phew. I mean, when my anxiety, I don't know if any of you know what anxiety or panic is like, and if you don't want it, okay? You do not want it. But if you have it, I feel you. I feel you. I would have to put music on, put the worship music on, and I would have to pick up one of these books. Now look, I would love to tell you that I am the girl who would just be able to pick up the Bible and just read it, and I would get great comfort from it. What happens with me is, and again, this is one of the reasons I fault Jesus about me doing this, okay? Because I don't always understand what I read when it comes to the Bible. I feel like sometimes I'm reading a foreign language. But then I started doing it differently. I started hi Randy, I started reading the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I started with that. I started with the life of Jesus. And I started with the many parables and things that he talks about, things that happen, the lessons in life. And then what happened is when these devotionals started coming into me and I started reading some of them, and they were putting verses with the devotionals, stories to help me understand what things meant. Suddenly my walk with God became clearer. Suddenly my walk, my trust, my belief, suddenly I could look and read these devotions and go, oh my goodness, that's me. Oh wow, I have felt that way. Oh wow, hey Mary, love you friend. Thanks for joining. Yes, Gwenda, I love Psalms too. Proverbs is one of my favorite books. Always has been though, Psalms and Proverbs, love them. But suddenly I could look at these verses and I could look at these stories. I don't know about you all, but stories very much impact me. I love to read about people's lives when they're honest. I like reading biographies where people have come from the lowest low, and then they would get to the high, and some of them would even fall, and then they'd shoot back up, because guys, that's my life. A lot of the people, in my family, I always laugh. I say to Lee all the time, I have three brothers. Michael's in heaven. Actually, I have four brothers. Christopher, I never knew. He died when he was a baby. But I have Michael, and well, Mikey, as you all know him for me. Mark, we all know him as Mapo. Just saying. Don't tell him I said that. And then we have Jason. Jason was the youngest. He came along. Jason is a lot younger than me, but he's getting older like me. Jason is the one too. Hey, look, if you're looking to donate any money for my birthday, my donation fundraiser is for Narrow Trail Ministries. If you go to my page, you can find it. And instead of sending me $5 for Starbucks, which I need you to know, I absolutely love you for doing it, help this ministry. Jason has been massive with helping youth from his stories, from his life. And I know I'm jumping. You all know I'm a squirrel person, so just hang with me. But if you want to do something great for me today, donate to this ministry where he is helping young men and older men and kids all over the country too. The pandemic kind of shut him down for some of that. So he has a podcast, and that costs money. And donate to something that you know somebody's making a difference. If you've got $2, donate $2 to it. It all goes to the ministry. Okay, so that's something I did. So I just wanted to mention that too. So I used to always say with my brothers, what is it? Look, all of my family has been through tough times. But the one thing that I have never had is financial security. Okay, now I know y'all are going to think that's crazy, but seriously. I mean complete financial security. I don't mean working real hard and then the money is there and that's it. It's like hitting a place where you have finally done it right, and the security's there and there's no worries. And I used to say, I wonder if it's because I'm the girl in the family. I'm the only girl. I wonder if that's why I've still got to work so hard. Here's what I know about me and what I've learned about me in 59 years. In 59 years, I realize that when I am at a place where things are not completely great, I stay in touch with God more. So I'm working on that. Sometimes I think that God knows that if He gave me a lot of money, I would just give it all away. Lee says that all the time. We were outdoor dashing the other night, and there was an older gentleman with his dog who was on the corner. And I know many of you are going to tell me you don't believe in doing this, and I don't believe in doing it for everybody, but when God tugs at my heart, I do. And it's hard right now, so I'm like, I don't. By the way, giving is true giving when you really don't have it to give and you give anyways. Hey, Rebecca, and you give anyways. It's easy to give when you have the money. It's easy to give then. I'm not. I know I'm stepping on toes, but I'm just saying. You know why I'm saying it? Because it's hard for me. When I know I need to give to something, when I know that I need to tithe, whatever that looks like, when I know that somebody is in need and they have a fundraiser, do you know the hardest time it is to give? When you don't have it. True giving, and you know how I know that too? The story's in the Bible. The story is in the Bible about the woman who came and she only had a couple of cents and she gave all she had. And Jesus saying that that woman just made the biggest impact because she gave all she had, right? She gave all she had, but the person over here who had a lot of money, who maybe dumped a couple of thousand into the plate, you know what I'm saying? They had that. It's easy to give when you have it. Man, it's hard to give when you don't have it. Just saying. Okay, I don't know why that came out, but it did. But we gave him money, and Then we went back and we bought him McDonald's. Lee said he's been sitting there all day. I bet he hasn't eaten. And this doggy looked like he hadn't eaten. So we went and we got him some. We got him a meal. Got him a hamburger meal. And we came back around, right? And we said, and I talked to him just a few minutes because, we were in the intersection. And he said his name was Mike. And he said he was from Alabama. And I think he was probably in his late 60s, early 70s. He was a veteran also, and he said he used to have a construction business, and times got hard, and he couldn't pay his guys, and now he's been all over just trying to survive. And he had some flowers, and when people, donated to him, he was giving them a flower, which I thought was pretty awesome too. I mean, I liked it. I still have it in my kitchen, to tell you the truth. It's kind of wilty, but it reminds me of Mike. And he said his name was Mike, and his dog. And what got me with Mike is we gave him this meal, right? And the first thing he did is we were pulling away, and he was waving to his dog. He was waving to his dog to come over, and his dog knew that he was getting him some cheeseburger and some French fries. Okay, he knew he was getting it, and I just thought, you know what? Mike's probably really hungry. He was very, very thin. Um, I'm sure he doesn't eat a lot anyways, right? But he made sure he took care of that one that he loved. The dog. His dog. His partner in life at that moment. And I smiled, and at the same time, it kind of touched my heart, right? So, to put all this in for you, because for Tuesdays going forward, it's really going to be the devotional, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But I wanted you to know why. I need you to know that I'm doing this because I'm led to do it. I'm doing this because I'm saying yes to Jesus. I'm doing this because too many people blame Jesus for everything, and they don't blame the right people who have bought the misery. And in the end, you've got to let it go. We have too many people who are holding on to anger. I've heard it said many times, forgiveness is not for the person who wronged you. Forgiveness is for you, so that you can let it go. Let it go! And you can move on. You don't have to understand it, but in order to go on and do better, that's what you need. So why am I doing this? I'm not doing this because I'm a scholar. I'm not doing this because I'm a Jesus roller, holy roller. That's not it. And no, I don't like that term. And if you want to call me that, that's okay. I am here hoping that what I share with you is going to maybe link some Jesus and some God to these devotions that I'm going to be reading and sharing with you that absolutely help me in my life. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see him differently. If you were raised, and because of how you were raised, it was a big turnoff for you, for God and Jesus, and how he can be there for you in your life, and you don't want any part of it, I need you to know I hear you because I've been there. But I'm asking you because for some reason you have been following me, or this has showed up in your space, in your Facebook feed, whatever that looks like. I want you to just put your defenses aside and just listen. Just sit back and listen. And let's see if just maybe we can take a baby step to you living a better, happier, more content life and seeing Jesus in a different way. That's what I hope for you. Okay, so let's jump into this. One of the first devotionals I got, okay, was this one. And I'm going to share this with you because if you can afford it, get it. Get it because it's wonderful. And this is one book I'll never give away, guys. Okay, I'll never give this away because I'll read this over and over and over again. This was sent to me from a friend from New Life when we were in Maryland, Kathy, and I don't even know if she knew how much this book would bless my life, but it has. This is by Eliza Turkhurst. I'm probably just horrible with her name. It's called Embrace, the 100 Devotions to Know God is Holding You Close. And let me tell you, you may not want God to hold you close now, But the first time you go through something with your kid and he ends up sick in the hospital, or he's in an accident, or you lose your husband, or you're in the middle of a divorce, or you lose your job, or you lose your home, or whatever, it's amazing to me how people will get on and they will say, oh my gosh, please pray for me. Please pray for me at this time. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I want to pray for you. And if you have a prayer request, please put it in the comments, because Lee and I will pray for you specifically. I promise you that. Um, but what I'm saying is, you don't talk about God, you don't communicate with God, you don't read His Word, you don't do devotionals. But when hard times hit, everybody wants you. They want you. You want them to pray for Jesus for you, right? Right? Right. I just think that it's time to get back to knowing who you're praying to. And I need you to know this. He's not just there for bad times. Jesus isn't much different than us. He likes communications. And what do I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. I talk to Jesus all throughout the day. And I don't mean I stop, okay, Lee, let's get on our hands and knees. Let's put our hands together and let's pray. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not judging anybody. But me and God have communication all during the day. Something will happen to me and I literally will go, really? This today? What do you have me learning from this today? I mean, really, we have these conversations, me and God, okay? I need you to know that something will happen in my life and I'll go, bang, and I'm like, you knew I needed that, right? You knew I needed it. Lee and I will look at each other while we're out door dashing, or something will happen and we'll both look at each other and go, but God. Mm-hmm. Or I'll go to say something because I want to be that person. I want to be that person, right, who comes at, and I just go, nope, Jesus, fix it. You would be surprised how much that can change your reactions. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to this. In this book, this is one of the first things I read, and it's called Paralyzing Fear. In 1 Peter 5:7, it says, cast all your anxiety or fear on him because he cares for you. You don't know how many times I read that growing up as a kid in the Sunday school class, in church, the pastor would. But when you're going through something, or you're very fearful, or you're very anxious, or you're having panic attacks, suddenly that verse by itself, 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxiety or fear on him because he cares for you. So listen to this. The monkey bars were always the place on the playground I found most thrilling and most terrifying all at once. I watched the other kids laughing as they mindlessly romped up the ladder rungs to get to the first bar. Without a care, they let their bodies swing across one bar to the next. It looked so effortless, and they seemed fearless and natural. I wanted to join them. I wanted to play on the monkey bars more than any other piece of equipment on the whole playground, but I was afraid. I tried it once, but it hadn't worked out so well. I'd held up the line. The longer the other monkey bar climbers had to wait for me, just hanging on the first bar, the more I could hear, ah, ah, come on, many sighs, many complaints. Cheeks full of air were being blown out behind me. One boy got so tired of waiting, he got his friend to hoist him up to the second bar, and off he went. Others thought that was a great solution, so they followed suit. Suddenly, not only was I afraid, but I was embarrassed too. All I had to do was release one hand from the first bar and thrust it forward to grab the next bar right in front of me, but I couldn't make my muscles move. No matter how hard I tried to will my hand to move, my thoughts paralyzed me. All I could think of were the bad things that could happen the minute my hand let go. So there I stayed for almost an entire recess. A teacher finally saw what was happening and walked over to me. She placed her hands on my waist and helped me down. I know she thought she was helping me, but it felt like she was just agreeing with what I feared most. You can't do this. Failing would have been better. I could have gotten up from a physical fall, but being told that failure must be avoided at all cost kept me from ever getting back up on those monkey bars again. I would sit day after day staring from the swing across the playground, watching other people do what I wanted to do. Fear of all kinds of things can do this to us. We grab a hold of it and don't let go. We want to overcome it, but we find ourselves hanging on that first bar, paralyzed from moving forward. Fear strangles the momentum that propels us to grab the bar in the first place. There we stay until someone hoists us down, and they lower us in more ways than one. All those years ago on the playground, it would have been better if that teacher had just said, Liza, staying stuck in your fear is way worse than any other choice you could make right now. If you let go of that bar and happen to catch the next one, you'll move forward and prove to yourself that you can do this. Or if you let go of that bar and you fall, you'll see that the ground isn't so far away. It won't feel great to fall, but it won't be worse than all the stress and exhaustion you're experiencing just hanging on this first bar. Years later, my youngest daughter, Brooke, was playing on the same kind of monkey bars with a friend and fell. When I took her to the doctor, she confirmed what the swelling in her arm had already told us. It was broken. But here's the amazing thing. Brooke's arm healed, and she kept climbing the monkey bars. I still won't attempt them. I want to shift from trusting myself to trusting God, but how? Fear makes the gap between where I am and trusting God seem an impossible chasm. But God doesn't want us to stay paralyzed in fear. And He has equipped us with comfort and reassurance. Over and over throughout the Bible, He tells us to fear not. The next time you find yourself clinging to your fear in a state of paralysis, remind yourself, the Lord my God will be with me wherever I go. From Joshua 1:9. God has redeemed me and summoned me by name. I am His. Isaiah 43:1. Nothing can ever separate me from the love of God. Romans 8:38 and 39. I can hand Him all my anxiety because He cares for me. 1 Peter 5:7. God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. From 2 Timothy 1:7. With the foundation of God's Word before us and beneath us, sweet sister, we can let it go. Wow. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for reminding me over and over not to fear, Lord. I hand over all my fears to you, and I will dwell on your word and your strength. Man, when I read that, I was having a really, really, really bad moment. Bad moment. I kept working myself. What if, what if, what if? You know, and I've always been told 98% of what we worry about what can happen will probably never happen, right? But we worry about it. And we say just let it go. But I think my key here was no matter what my outcome was going to be, I needed to be okay because God has me. He had me through this whole thing with the cancer. He had me through my mom dying. He had me through my sons not being in my life. He had me through my divorce. He had me through so many bad episodes, bad points in my business where I would doubt and say, am I supposed to stay in this? Should I leave? Should I just give up on this? That wasn't that wasn't how to solve it, not to walk away, not to think that I had to feel that way forever, but I had to trust him to tell me that he was going to walk with me through it. If you don't get it yet, I need you to know it's okay. It's okay. Because I didn't get it all at once either. So if you're like, well, Molly, I need help with my unbelief. I need you to tell him that. I need you to tell him, Lord, help me with my unbelief. Lord, I've been angry with you for years because of this, this, and this. Do you know it's okay to tell him that? Do you think he doesn't already know that you're angry with him? This person was taken and from you. This happened, this divorce, these people wronged me at work. I have been picked on my whole life. You think he doesn't know? He does know. He would probably really like for you to talk to him about it. Sometimes, matter of fact, most of the time, this isn't about asking God for something and you think he's some Jesus in the bottle or genie in the bottle and he's just going to grant your three wishes. I learned very much during this that when I said, please God help me to be brave, God doesn't just suddenly bring a feeling over you and make you brave. When you ask for patience, he doesn't just suddenly just say, okay, here you go, here's your patience. When you say, God, help me in my business, he doesn't say, okay, here's your first $1,000,000. But what he does do is making sure that when you're living this life, that he is using those things you ask for to get you there. Be careful asking for more patience. Because the struggle is going to be there, because you cannot become more patient unless you're put through the trials and tribulations to learn how to be more patient, to dive into his word, to dive into a good devotional, to say, wow, what do I need? When you ask him for things, you need to make sure, look, this is a learning experience. This life that we're living, this is a learning experience, people. It's like business. You don't just come into a business and decide that you're just going to be the best of the best, and you are. You walk the journey and you become little by little better, and eventually you can be the best in the business. If you want, you will be the most patient person if you keep going through things that require patience. But if you don't have anything to go through, what do you need the patience for, right? If you want to be, please God, help me be the best parent, the best wife, the best husband, the best friend. Do you want to know when you learn to be the best friend, the best family member, the best? It's when you're going through the tough stuff with them that you show yourself. You're going to show yourself how good of a friend can you be, how honest can you be with that person to be a good friend. If you want to be a good parent, that means not being their best friend. You have got to watch out for what makes you the unpopular mom or dad sometimes, right? I'm telling you that when you're asking for these things, realize that the things that come up in your life are going to be God answering your prayer, because when you say, make me this, 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 or this, believe me, it's not a genie in a bottle. You learn it through the struggles. And how do I know that? Because my whole daggone life has been struggles. My whole life has been just crazy things. But you know what I honest to God can tell you? I have become stronger because of it. Instead of me cussing God when my mom died of cancer, which I did in the beginning, wanted nothing to do with him, told him, get out of my life. Yeah, I know. You're there. You're the healer. You're this, you're that, but you screwed me, God. You screwed me. That's what you did. You took my mom. I don't know what that means for me, but what I know is I needed her and you took her. And I'm really angry at you. And he knew that. But because I didn't have her and I had to do things other people who have their moms till they're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, I have been a person that has grown because of that. And now I am able to help you, to let you know you can get through this. You can get through anything that you're going through right now. Bad job, losing your home, kids are sick. You'll get through it. But it's so much better to get through it when you talk to God. Pick up the Bible. Start with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read Psalms. And if you're like me and you struggle with what it says, pick up some great devotionals. Apply the verses with the stories. And that will tell you, man, that's me. I know where that person was when they were thinking that at this point. And then I go to my Bible and I highlight that verse. Highlight it, yeah. Because now it has a new meaning for me. And above all, I will tell you, if you've had a bad experience with church, with pastors, I can't say this enough. Bad experience with life and you want to, do not let a bad life, a bad church, a bad pastor, do not let these things rob you of a good God. Because that's what the devil wants. If he can keep you going down that path to doing the wrong thing, and you know that what you're doing isn't right, you know that what's coming out of your mouth isn't right, you know that it has become such a habit with you that you're like, man, where have I even come from? Who am I anymore? He is still in the same place, right where you left him, or maybe you never knew him. It's really easy. You know what? He has always been there, and he is right there right now. You know, look, I don't know. I'm 59 years old today. Maybe he'll let me see 60. Maybe not. But I know one thing. If I were to walk out today and get hit by a bus, I would want to know that I was going to see you. If you're watching this, that I would want to see you one day. And that is just real simple. It's just believing that Jesus came down here and he walked among us and he got on that cross and he died for you. No matter what you think you've done that's bad, it's not so bad that you can't be forgiven. You ask his forgiveness. You ask him to come into your life. But with that, there come changes because you know what? You want to change then. And then it doesn't matter what happens in this life. We just live our best life. We love those who are not easy to love. And we give when the giving is not easy. And when we fall down and we get it wrong, we get back up and we try to do better. That's what we do. So I hope this has helped you. Again, I'm not taking any of these in order. I just have so many marked. And I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday morning. Now, it won't be this long, so don't get on and think you're going to get an hour from me. Because going forward, I want to just do the devotional, but I felt like you deserved an explanation of why I was doing this now on Tuesday mornings. So Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock, we are going to grab some coffee, not always celebrate my birthday, and I hope you'll join me. I hope you will press the share button and you will share this on your page because somebody out there needs to hear this. And if God can use me through you clicking the share button, there's nothing better in this life than knowing that I can be a part of helping you find your way to Jesus, maybe for the first time, or if you're like me, find my way back to him many times because he's always wherever I left him. Okay? So you guys have a great day. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for loving on me the way you do. Thank you for letting me be in your life, because you're the blessing for me. And by the way, all my Avon sisters, especially the sisters, some of the brothers too, do you know why you were brought in my life? Because I used to ask for patience, and then I started Onward No Matter What, the group for Avon representatives. You guys have taught me how to love you when you're not lovable. You have taught me how to be patient when I shouldn't probably be patient, or I think, Lord, where did that come from? You guys have helped make me who I am. Whether you want to be used by God or not, God is using all of you to change me every single cotton picking day. And I appreciate you, whether it was a good thing, bad thing, or all around. I love you. I hope you'll show up next Tuesday or catch the replay. I'm also going to put these on YouTube, so I hope that you guys will, if you miss them, I'll put the YouTube on there too. I'm going to start a whole new thing for this. And help, help God to use me in the right way. I love the fact that you all are talking to me through this. I'm going to go back and read all the comments. I appreciate you guys. We are put here for a purpose. Don't forget that God did not make you by mistake. It doesn't matter if you think you're not skinny enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't know how to do what I just did. You are here to make a difference, or you would not be here, okay? That's right, Monica. Watch out. That's right. So love you guys so much. Share this. Share this. Let us show this world that God is real and love is out there, and we are going to bring more love into this world no matter what. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care. Love you.